Oh, howdy guys, how's it going? So as you can tell, it is dark outside and I am making my way to a bushcraft shelter that we built I think at least 2 years ago. I think we should be over the 2-year mark at this point. I checked on it about a month ago and it was still standing. Hopefully it's still there. If not, I've got a poncho and plenty of solid sleep gear, but I didn't even screw with bringing a tarp or anything because I'm hoping it's still standing, but couldn't get out till like late today. So I know the woods pretty well, but it's always, you always got to be careful whenever you're hiking at night. Make sure you know where it is that you're going, and we'll talk a little bit more about a safety precaution once we get there. But right now it's about 32 degrees, and I think the low for tonight is set to be around 28, 27. So a nice, cool, crisp night, but keeping moving, keep you warm. So I will get back with y'all whenever we get to where it is that we're going. And yeah, there's one good indication as to how cold it is whenever you see the leaves on these things right here turned down like that. That normally means that you're at least right around freezing. Oh, and there she is, and she is still standing. Oh, okay, so yeah, we took and built this frame and set up this bushcraft shelter about 2 years ago, probably even longer than that, considering that the first configuration we done with this thing was actually a raised bed platform using this tarp as a lean-to overhead, and had it wrapped around these bottom two beams here to form a raised bed. And this is just made out of yellow poplar, put together with bank line. Make sure there's nothing chilling on the inside there, and the inside looks clear. I'm kind of surprised there's no signs of any animal droppings or anything under there, because it does seem dry. The wind, we had some major wind come through last week, so I'm assuming that's why this has got pulled back to where it is right now. Adjust that real quick, and we're not supposed to have any wind tonight, so really all this overhead protection is going to serve us as is to keep any dew and frost off of us. Get the feet out a bit. There was this one large hole right here that just set somewhere along the way. The stress of how this thing was getting tugged and pulled on via the wind and stuff got tore in it, but for the most part I don't think this thing really suffered any holes in the main section, and the wood is plenty strong enough. It would break now if you tried to make, like if you tried to use that as a raised bed platform. I don't think the wood's held enough of its integrity to hold any weight like that, but I'm really impressed though with this canvas to hold up over 2 years. That's impressive. So I'm going to take and get this off. We got our canteen kit and our backpack here. It looks like I have a lot of stuff, but I really don't. It's just kind of puffy stuff that I put in there to really take up the shape of the pack. And then I've got enough food for like 4 days, just in a dry, like in my roll top food bag, even though we're just going to be doing an overnighter here, and we got our breakfast. I took and ate a big meal before I come out so that I wouldn't have to worry about that. I do have a snack I'm going to eat though. And I'm going to be using the puffer jacket, that snug pack insulated top and pants with USMC bivy again, because that worked out really well. Inflatable pad, got a new pump I'm going to try out. Hiking in, all I have on, this is the Arctis mountain smock. Got it for the pockets and for wind protection if there was any wind. Then I have just a thin Sky Goat fleece and a moisture wicking t-shirt at 32 degrees while hiking with a bag on your back. That's plenty. And just a very minor amount of moisture buildup, if any. But we'll be taking the fleece off whenever we put the insulated jacket on. But while we're still moving around, it should be plenty good. We need to crack into here. So there's this bad boy. This thing has been super handy now that we're getting into all these long, darker days to help with filming, and it's just nice to have. Helps reserve battery for other things, because right here, let this stand up, this is on a slant right here, and then it kind of levels out where that's at, and then it goes back downhill. Right here is where I think our fire pit was. So you gotta try to decide if I want to screw with having a fire right now, or if I just want to focus on getting their bed and stuff situated and hitting the hay. Because since I had so much space where I didn't have to worry as much about tarps and all of that stuff, bringing that out, and this pack's huge. I brought my chair and stuff with me too. I definitely ain't gonna get it out tonight. We'll get it out in the morning to have to sit and enjoy some breakfast. But yeah, talking about the night hiking thing, as I mentioned when I come in, one thing that I got that's a relatively new piece of gear that I've not talked about yet is I got this Zoleo satellite communicator. You know, it's got the SOS feature, so if you're out and you get attacked by a bear or something, you can hit it, search and rescue will come find you. But it's also a good way to message people. But it's a good way to check in with people, let them know that you're still alive and breathing, a good way to track your routes and stuff. Seems to be made very well. I just got it in the upper chest pocket of my smock for easy access. I got it turned on, and yeah, I'm just going to be seeing how this thing handles, how the battery handles a cold environment being left on constantly and exposed. But we got that, and that just interfaces with your phone. I'm glad we was able to get here just straight through, no issues getting here. There was still quite a few larger tree, where some of these larger trees have lost big limbs that are essentially just small trees that have been in the way, and the trails look a little bit different because of that. And if you've ever done any night hiking in really dense forest, one thing that can cause you to get disoriented and or turned around is the fact that you have shadows. The shadows from your headlamp and everything can really kind of screw with your perception of where you're at and where you're going. You don't have any real definitive landmarks. You're just going through woods. So one thing to keep in mind if you've never done any type of night hiking or bushwhacking. And I do want to go ahead and have a snack though, because it's the wrong pocket. Got this one right here. Got me a nice, this is the Ghost Pepper Wagyu beef snack strip, a good way to help open up the sinuses before you hit the hay. It smells fantastic. These things are really moist too. Like for thin meat strips like this, they hold on to the moisture very well. That's very tasty. Oh, yeah, so now one thing I brought with me that I may or may not use tonight, but I wanted to have it, is this light sleeper in case my feet get cold. This is a Woovie that it has a spot in it to where you can insert a sleeping pad, but my sleeping pad that I brought with me is too thick. But I have this mainly to wrap around my feet if I need it. I know that the jacket combination and pants combination I got will be fine. There's our USMC bivvy. And then this is a German surplus ground mat that is going to help protect Oh, and this is a new inflator jig I got. We'll probably use this as a pillow, honestly. 'Cause I don't think I'll need it. Since we got the bivvy, I'm going to keep my boots on. They really didn't get sweaty coming in. And I got wool socks on. You just got to be careful not to lose things, especially like these brown gloves and all this thick leaf debris that's piled up here. Yeah, and now this jacket and pants, in case this is the first video you guys have seen of this is the sacks they come in. And I believe they do this so that when you do store them, they still stay lofted up, and they got the mesh bottom there to breathe. But these things can easily compress down to at least 50% of the size that they're at. Just this, like I said, this bag is so large that I just left them in their completely lofted up storage sacks. So we've got our Teppa sleeping mat again, or sleeping pad I should say. I've really been liking this thing. I've used it I think now like 4 overnighters in a row. It's been really comfortable, and it does a great job of reflecting your body heat back on you. For any of you guys that are curious, this is a new pump that I wanted to try out. An Eaton Wolf. First time, gonna be the first time using it. We got all the little attachments in here. Like, I don't really want to harp on it too much until I get a couple more uses out of it, but seems like a really sturdy piece of gear. And I did charge it all the way, and it can be a lantern as well. So I'm going to give that a go. Got to figure out which type of nozzle. But the one thing that really just come into a realization for me about this shelter that I'd kind of overlooked / forgot about is the fact that it's really cramped to set up a tripod and film inside of this. So let me get that situated and we'll get up in there. So we'll just crawl in from this opposite end over here. Like I said, this tarp has shifted a bit. Oh, and some briars growed up under here since it was last here. And this should be kind of about the perfect size to fill the floor of this shelter. Got that modal strap holding the bivvy together. I'll get that in my pocket so I don't lose it. Lay that to the side there. Make sure we keep track of our repair thing there. Now I gotta take and see which one of these valves fit. I know I'm moving kind of fast, and it's just because taking your gloves on and off, your hands get chilled pretty quick. So one thing I do want to say is this has a twist and lock on it, unlike my other one where it just sticks in and it can pull out easy when you remove it from the thing. So I think that's one big plus to this one so far. Okay, well that thing definitely seems to have pumped this up quicker than my other one. I think it's a bit heavier. I think that's mainly due to the fact that it has a larger battery in it. But yeah, so that's the thing, is like once you have an inflatable pad in here, it does get kind of cramped because obviously you want to be careful to not damage your inflatable pad. But when the ground's, when it's been this cold, it's been down in the low 20s. So you need a bit more insulation between you and the ground, and I don't want to bring in a bunch of leaves into this thing if I was just like to use a foam mat, since this thing was already cleared out. Okay, now for the wardrobe change. Yeah, this is the Snug Pack Spearhead insulated jacket. Thing is a beast. Like I said, the comfort rating for this is 14 degrees Fahrenheit. And it can do that. Well, I ain't pushed it down to 14 yet, but I've had it down to... I've been out stationary in 22 degrees with just a moisture wicking long sleeve non-thermal shirt under it, and I'm going to be rocking a moisture wicking t-shirt, because if I had this fleece on with it, it would be too hot. Like, I think you could easily go below 14 degrees if you have something like that fleece combined with this, because the insulation in this, truthfully, as soon as you slide your arms into it, I mean, I did have a bit of heat built up in that, but as soon as you slide your arms into it, you can feel the heat just start to immediately get trapped and kind of reflect back in on itself, because my hands are definitely cold. Just, you know, walking in, I was more worried about sweating than anything. So I don't have any thermals on under my pants. I just have these pants. And this is the Parallax pants. This is the only insulated pants I think that they have. It does have the suspenders. I'm not worried about those since we're just sleeping in these. If I was going to be like doing any walking, but these things truthfully build up heat so fast, I don't know how you could walk more than 100 yards in these things without starting to get really hot. And just like that, we're set. And these do have pockets, so we'll just stuff the suspenders into the pockets there. Get this closed up. And then I'm going to crawl into our bivy sack and get comfortable. Oh yeah, so my backpack is kind of right underneath y'all to y'all's bottom left. So it'll be up here at my head area. Where the ground's frozen, where the ground is frozen, where it's been so cold, there's the bottom of my boots are clean enough to eat off of, so I'm not worried about dragging anything into this bivy that won't just shake out. The best way to get in it. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Oh, but I'm going to lose that. Stick that in my pocket. Put the hood on. Oh yeah, we gotta get that wire up where we want it. Oh, there we go, and just like that, oh, we're all zipped up in here. Oh. And truthfully, I'm toasty warm. I think this is going to be that same situation where, I mean, I know we just had a little bit of an aerobic exercise trying to get into the bivy here, but probably going to start off with the jacket unzipped, like down to my belly button, to let some heat out, and then we'll zip it up if need be. But yeah, just keep hands in the jacket pockets. Oh, It feels good to let the back decompress. So you guys, anyways, getting nice and cozy up in here, and yeah, I'm gonna try to drift off, and I will see you fine individuals in the morning. We're gonna have some breakfast, we're gonna have some coffee. Look at this shelter in the daylight, because I do see one hole up here near you. I don't know if it shows up on camera yet or not, but yeah, unless anything goes bump in the night, I'll talk to y'all in the morning. So good night. Good morning, guys. How's it going? It is very, very crispy this morning. I am for sure ready to get a fire going and get some breakfast in me, because I'm pretty dang hungry. But I was very, very warm. Just gotta make sure you keep your hands inside the pockets. Hands slipped out a time or two and woke up, my hands is cold because they fell out of my jacket pocket. But as far as just, like I said, just with a t-shirt, jacket, and this pants set is very, very impressive. But I'm gonna take and right now, I'm gonna take and put my smock on over this, and then once we get the fire going, I can take these pants off, because I really don't want to burn a hole, because I mean, this is synthetic outer, so it's not designed to really be around fire. I'm not sure if it has any fire retardant properties or not. So smock will protect the jacket while we get a fire going. So I'm going to get some wood together, go into the old smock tool chest here. Do a bit larger pieces than normal, but since I use those one of those fire plugs, it should be fine. But I don't know if it'll show up on camera, but there's a good bit of frost on the bottom of that. Oh, but yeah, being up moving around, I'm already getting really warm in these clothes. So we'll be taking these pants off as soon as this gets going. Okay, so I got the water on the boil, and we're going to be trying out this ReadyWise Pro Adventure Meal breakfast skillet. I've had a handful of these freeze-dried breakfast skillets before, but not got to try the new Pro Adventure Meal version of these. So far, these Pro Meals have been, they haven't disappointed, so I'm very hungry. I knew this is the one that I was going to be going for this morning. All the other ones I got with me are entrees, and I do have my spice kit, so I have black pepper, and I also have some hot sauce with me if we end up wanting to add that to that. Normally with eggs and these breakfast skillets, whenever I do the homemade version, I like hot sauce on mine, so we'll have to just kind of see how this thing is flavored. All right, we've got a rocking boil going. I don't have my long-handled spork or anything with me, so I'm glad that these pouches are designed the way they are, because this one right here will be plenty good enough. Probably need to use the fork end, I reckon. This is 10 ounces, just like the other ones. Just going to slowly introduce. But I put a lot of extra water in there, that way we could go ahead and put our coffee thing in. Yeah, I know this has sausage, cheesy potato, egg, bell peppers. Not sure about seasonings. But we'll give this its time and everything. And we'll have our, we'll put our water back on and do our coffee, because I gotta use the same cup once we know that this has got enough water in it to hydrate. Starting to smell it now, though, and it smells pretty dang good. It is really soaking up that water. All right, seal that up and give it about 10-12 minutes. And then, for any of you guys that are going to want to know, this is the hot sauce that I do have if we decide to put any on there. I just brought this whole size bottle here because there's only a little bit of sauce actually left in it, so it's just easier to throw that in the food bag over there. And yeah, so I did add more water to it to get this consistency right here. That is all smoke. Blow some life into this. But anyways, yeah, probably between 12 and 14 ounces. I don't have an exact measurement. So like 10 ounces of water, if you go out the directions, are going to be pretty dry. So if you're ever somebody that was like kind of like trying to plan out your water consumption. But I haven't put anything on them yet. The consistency is pretty dang solid. But truthfully, I think I can use just a little bit more water. You know, they said it's all personal preference when it comes to that. So, if you try this yourself, just take it slow and add it as you go. Put some hot sauce on this. This doesn't seem to really have much of any, like, seasoning to it, unlike some of these other pro meals that we've tried. All the flavors just coming from the ingredients themselves, like the egg and sausage and bell pepper. Let me get some. Got our spice kit right here. Grab the black pepper. Except with this, the salt content is, you know, plenty. Hit that with a healthy amount of black pepper. Oh yeah, it's way better. And it does have a bit of a cheesy flavor with those cheesy potatoes. But where's winter, I gotta start carrying some shredded cheese with me. So yeah guys, I mean, all in all, solid overnighter. This setup done good. Really impressed with how well this Bushcraft shelter's held up long term. I mean, 2 years, that's a good chunk of time. I'll be sure to link to the original shelter build down in the video description from like 2 years ago. if you want to go check them out for yourself, as well as some of the other stays that we've done here whenever we converted it into the shape that it is now. But I'm just going to take and finish this pretty dang good breakfast and get things packed up. I'll put the coffee on and have that going while I start packing things up. It's just one of those steeping bags of coffee. And I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, guys, please make sure to thumbs up button. Subscribe if you have not already. Share the channel and the videos with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys good old outdoor activity and gear. Speaking of the gear, I will link to all the stuff that I use that's still available on the internet down in the video description as well, if you want to check her out for yourself. If there's any type of video that you want to see, I got tons of content planned and in the works. Some that's already recorded, I just hadn't got to editing yet. But let me know that in the comment section, along with any thoughts, opinions, questions, whatever you feel like typing out. Be sure to check out my other videos. And yeah, guys, until the next one, adios.